What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the show. This is the Science Dispatch podcast. My name is Cameron English. That gentleman over there, Dr. Chuck Dinnerstein, Director of Medicine at the American Council on Science and Health. Chuck, it's very good to see you. It's been a minute. How are you? You've been traveling, I hear.
I've been doing a little traveling. I was in warmer climes down below the Gulf of America in the Caribbean, though I'm sure that'll be renamed soon. But now, unfortunately, I am back in the Northeast. I have my hoodie on because it's cold, even in a warm house.
You know, I can appreciate that the older I get. And I think I might move down to God's waiting room myself. It sounds like a pretty pleasant part of the world based on your review. It is.
Except, you know, we were stuck with not getting a flight home, and so we spent 2 very lovely days in Miami, which is not as exciting as you think when it's 45 degrees.
Nobody's out on the beach in their bikinis.
No, there's nobody on the beach in anything.
Nobody's drinking booze out of coconuts or anything like that?
There are a few New Yorkers who have been transplanted down that are running around in shorts just as they would in Manhattan, but otherwise it's unremarkable.
Very good. Well, I'm glad you had a pleasant trip. Let's talk about volcanoes. And apropos of nothing, this is an article by our colleague, Dr. Josh Bloom. He's a chemist, so it makes some degree of sense that he would write about volcanoes. This is called Kilauea Blows Its Stack. People are breathing a really nasty chemical. Kilauea, of course, is a volcano on the big island of Hawaii for the uninitiated.
Closer to you.
Okay. Here's Dr. Bloom's summary, and then Chuck, give us some of the details. So Josh writes, the Kilauea volcano in Hawaii has been acting up lately, and all kinds of nasty stuff is pouring out of it. But perhaps the chemical of most concern, sulfuric acid, doesn't come from the volcano itself. It results from the expulsion of huge amounts of sulfur dioxide gas, the chemical precursor of sulfuric acid. Let's take a look at some hideous chemistry. Okay, how hideous are we talking about?
It's just not something you want to play with. It should not be found in your home under any circumstances. It's a very caustic acid. It's nasty stuff. And Josh spends the front end of the article regaling us with various misfortunes that have come to people that have been fooling around with sulfuric acid before he gets to his highlight, which is to explain how it forms. And the volcanoes release a number of things. And he concentrated today talking about sulfur dioxide, which is a gas which, when it interacts with the atmospheric water, forms sulfurous acid, which is not as caustic, but which is then interacts with UV light from the sun and causes the formation of sulfuric acid, which is the problematic component. I find it interesting because it touches on something that is called atmospheric chemistry, where various gases interact with other gases in the environment, and also with UV light, and can form a variety of substances. In fact, one of the articles that I'm working on is talking about the number 3 global warming gas, nitrous oxide, and how we've overestimated its impact on the climate because we never took into account the atmospheric chemistry and how it's being degraded. And as the world gets warmer, it degrades faster. So it's an interesting topic, but a little bit more complex than we would usually like to run across. The other element that Josh talked about spewing volcanoes was molten lava, another thing that you really don't want to spend any quality time with. I would say that on the cruise I went on, they do have a dinner menu where they bring out a hot rock and you can grill your own piece of beef on it. But molten lava is just too hot a rock to use on board ship. And it would actually just turn everything into char within a few seconds.
So I'm trying to grasp the significance of this, and the only thing I can gather from it is that you shouldn't screw with this if you're an amateur chemist.
That's true. And so that's why I thought I would bring to the table the other volcanic matter that's causing problems, and that's really the particulate matter, which Josh didn't mention because there's not a lot of chemistry involved, and this was more of a chemistry lesson from hell. And I think the OG model for that is the eruption of Tambora in 1815. I don't know whether you're familiar with that eruption.
I wasn't there for it.
Well, I missed it too. Luckily we both missed it, but it's probably the greatest single eruption that we have in recorded history. That's because the earlier eruptions on the planet occurred before we were able to write things down. But Tambora is a volcanic island out in the Pacific, and it blew up in 1815. And it sent a plume of particulate matter into the sky for 26 miles vertically. That's quite a distance.
Wait. 26 miles?
It shot debris 26 miles into the air.
That's insane.
That's insane. That's correct. That's insane. And it had some fantastic effects. Predominantly, it resulted in what is described as a volcanic winter. Because of all this particulate matter reflecting sunlight, there was nearly a degree of global cooling in the course of 2 or 3 months. It resulted in what they described in the United States as a year without a summer. In London, which is, cold and dreary, it snowed for most of the winter, which led a young lad named Charles Dickens to experience snow and became the background for A Christmas Carol, because London at Christmas time is not covered with snow, but it was Tambora that gave him the experience that he used in writing that. The other cultural event that came from Tambora is it led to two young couples being stuck in their rented home in Lake Como, where they sat around playing games. And as a result of the games, Mary Shelley wrote Frankenstein.
I'm looking through the article right now. Josh includes a video back to sulfuric acid. I wish we could show this right now, but apparently this stuff can liquefy a sock.
Yes. If someday you need to liquefy a sock, it's available. And to be honest, you can find it right in your house, because those little dishwasher pods, they have a little sulfuric acid in them.
Okay, well, see, maybe that's something that's interesting, and it helps illustrate a point that a chemical can also be useful, even if it'll kill you in the right dose, right? Well, this is one of our fundamental lessons.
Oh, under the dose makes a poison?
Yeah.
Yes, but there's actually no dose, I think, of sulfuric acid that I would ingest. There may be some dilute uses for it. And and it certainly gets crud. If it'll dissolve a sock, the baked on lasagna is not a problem.
It's funny. There's a medication I've used on occasion. You can only get it from a dentist for this very reason. But if you get canker sores, aphthous ulcers, if you've ever had one of those,
no, but
hurt like a bitch. They're really uncomfortable. But if you go to a dentist, they will take this medicine, the active ingredient of which is sulfuric acid, and they will just burn the sore in your mouth. It feels really good. Everyone, it really does feel good.
Oh my God. No.
But it basically doesn't burn it off, but it like cauterizes it. And then it heals super quickly, which is fascinating. So
I know, because I have this image of the drop just working its way right through your lip so you can put a ring in.
So I guess the moral of today's episode, Chuck, is
such that it is.
Don't go swimming in a volcano.
Yes.
Just stay away from them. Admire them from a distance.
A distance, yes.
Yeah.
This is good.
if you're going to mess with this stuff in the laboratory, I'm not sure why you ever would. But if you're going to, wear some goggles.
At least goggles, probably clothes that you don't need. Or have your assistant do the work and you can just write it up.
Well, there you go. There's the academy in a nutshell these days. All right. So once again, the article is called "Kilauea Blows Its Stack. People Are Breathing a Really Nasty Chemical." So don't breathe sulfuric acid if you can help yourself.
There's your health tip for the day.
There you go. We're glad to enlighten everyone. Go check out this article. It's on acsh.org. While you're there, click the subscribe tab, punch in your email address. We'll send you the articles we publish. The ones you read are usually the ones we talk about, like this one, even though it's more amusing than anything for the author and for us, and probably for you. But you'll learn a little interesting chemistry along the way. So go check this out. Thank you all so much. We will see you next time.